Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Story Time. Today I'll be reading a book titled Hooray, a Pinata. I was looking at the front cover of my book and I saw a birthday cake and some children wearing birthday hats. So this book reminds me of a birthday party. The author of this book is Elisa Kleven. Let's take a look inside. Clever's birthday was coming. I'm going to have a cake at my party, she told her friend Samson. Of course you'll have a cake, said Samson. There's always cake at birthday parties. And I'm going to have balloons, Clara said. Everyone has balloons, said Samson. And I'm going to have a pinata too, Clara added proudly. Mama's taking me to pick one out this morning. Want to come? Hooray! A pinata! Samson clapped his hands. I love pinatas. I love pinatas too, said Clara as her mother led them to the pinata store. I love to fill them with candy. I love to whack them, Samson said. And smack them and crack them, said Clara. And mash and smash and break them, said Samson. And watch the candy fall, yelled Clara. And eat the candy, shouted Samson. There were so many pinatas to choose from: donkeys and dinosaurs, peacocks and stars, robots and ice cream cones, lions and lambs, all ruffly and fluffy in their bright paper curls. There were even monster pinatas. Samson made a face at a big jagged one. Get this scary thundercloud monster, Clara. A thundercloud monster? Clara shook her head. I like this little dog. Can I get it? Mama said. She asked Mama. And there's the little doggy that she wants to get right there. And there's the thunder cloud that Samson suggested she get. I wonder what her mom's going to say. If that's the one you want, said her mother. He's the one, said Clara. That dog is so small, he won't hold very much candy, Samson told her. I like him, though, Clara replied. He's a good little dog, the pinata vendor said as he lifted the pinata down. Clara took the dog in her arms. He was light and soft, and he smelled like newspaper. Clever petted the dog's curly fur as she carried him home. I think I'll name him Lucky. He looks like a Lucky, said Samson. He's a good little dog. We could take him to the park for a picnic. Mom wants me home for lunch, replied Samson, and you should save that pinata for your birthday party. You don't want to get it wrecked. It won't get wrecked, don't worry, Clara assured him. At home, Clara gave Lucky a bowl of crunchy brown cereal because it looked a little bit like dog food. Lucky seemed to enjoy it, and when he had eaten, Clara made him a collar and a leash and took him out for a walk. She's pretending because that's a pinata. That's not a real doggy. Real doggies eat regular food. Doggies don't eat cereal. Along the way, they stopped to greet people and other dogs and to smell bushes, flowers, and trees. Then they came home and dug a deep hole in the sand. What are you doing? To that poor pinata, Samson called from across the fence. Lucky's digging, Clara told him. He's getting all dirty, Samson replied. He'll shake himself clean. Clara, honey, called her mother, shake yourself clean and get your sweater. We're going to Grandma's for dinner. See you, Clara, Samson said. Take care of that pinata. I will, Clara promised. She held Lucky tight as the car sped across the city. Lucky sniffed the air with its many smells: salty, oily, bready, sweet. His ears flapped in the wind. Grandma was waiting for them on the porch. Look, I got a dog. Clara ran to show her. What a good little dog, Grandma patted him. So quiet and so clean. I have to keep him clean because he's really a pinata, said Clara. If I bathe him, his fur will fall apart. But you can brush him, Grandma said, as they went into the house, and you can keep him warm. She gave Clara a small crochet blanket, and here's a little spending money just for you. Thanks, Grandma. Clara hugged her. She knew what she would spend the money on: dog biscuits and a ride on the merry-go-round at Grandma's house. After dinner, they walked there together as her horse galloped around and around, and Clara pretended that she and Lucky were flying. There they are on the merry-go-round. They flew into Clara's dreams that night. They were just flying around, and I see Clara upside down on her dog Pinata. It looks like a magical ride. And on her swing the next morning, and they ate cheese sandwiches together and listened to stories and bicycled around the block with Samson. Careful with that pinata, Samson yelled as they raced down the hill. Don't worry, Samson, he's safe. She had Samson sitting in her basket on her bicycle. That afternoon, Clara and Samson made paper hats for everyone who was coming to her party the next day. Clara made a little hat for Lucky. You like that pinata so much, Samson said. It's going to be sad when you stuff him with candy and break him. Clara's eyes filled with tears. I don't want anyone to break him, she said. You mean you won't have a pinata at your party? Asked Samson. No candy? We can have candy and bowls, Clara suggested, though she knew it didn't sound like much fun. Samson sighed. You should have a real dog, Clara. Maybe I could get you a puppy for your birthday. I can't have a real dog, Clara said. Dogs and cats make my mother sneeze. They do? That's too bad. I'll have to get you something else then, Samson said. What? Asked Clara. I'm not sure yet. I'll think of something good. And there they are, working together, making hats for everyone, and they even made a little hat for her dog, Lucky the Pinata. Early the next morning, Samson came by with two presents. Clara opened the smaller one first, and inside was a rawhide bone. For Lucky, thanks, Samson. Open the big one, Samson said. Clara tore off the wrapping paper and saw something big and jagged and scary. What was it? You're right. It was that thundercloud pinata that Samson liked when they went to the pinata store. Hooray, a pinata! Clara clapped her hands. Hooray, a pinata! Samson clapped too. What a pinata, said Clara's mother. Clara hugged the thundercloud. Let's fill it with candy right now. Before you make friends with it, too, Samson laughed. Clara's father helped them cut a hole in the pinata and fill it with almond bars and cinnamon swirls, strawberry rolls and taffy, tiny bags of jelly beans, and shiny chocolate kisses. Then they taped the hole shut and hung the heavy thundercloud in Clara's tree. It's almost time for the party. The pinata scowled as the guests arrived at the party. It glared as they sang and ate cake. It grinned its toothy monster grin as the children took turns trying to break it. They whacked it and cracked it and smashed it and mashed it, and they bashed it, but still that storm cloud did not open until Clara gave it a thundering thack, and candy showered down, and the children whooped and hollered. That's the fun part when the candy comes all the way down and you get to grab as much as you want. Hooray, 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 they screamed and ran to grab as much as they could hold. And when they eaten all they could, they played with the pinata. Samson wore the scowly face as a mask. Clara turned the bottom into a hat, and Lucky chased a quick yellow lightning bolt through the grass. There he is. That's the end of that story. I enjoyed that story about Clara's birthday party. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I'll see you the next time.